Good morning, good afternoon, or good night, and welcome to Command Power, the show in which we discuss all things Magic the Gathering with a focus on Commander. And today we have another episode in our Spoiler Spotlight series in which I talk about, well, spoilers and tell you what my thoughts are on them. But before that, just a quick reminder to click subscribe if you enjoy my videos. We're well on our way to 1 million subscribers and your support means everything to me. And today I wanted to talk about the Aesir Escape Valhalla. For 2 colorless and 1 green, it's a saga that reads, Chapter 1, exile a permanent card from your graveyard. You gain life equal to its mana value. Chapter 2, put a number of +1/+1 counters on target creature you control equal to the mana value of the exiled card. And Chapter 3, return the Aesir Escape Valhalla and the exiled card to their owner's hand. Now this might not seem like much initially, but I'm convinced that this is a pretty solid card, particularly in the right deck. It's only an uncommon and it is very slow and grindy, but it does provide something in drawn out games or in proliferate or saga decks. So for starters, exiling a permanent card and giving you a bunch of life gain is pretty solid, particularly if you're in a fair meta where people are going to be attacking back and forth and those life points can actually matter. Next up, if you've exiled something pretty big, you can put a bunch of counters on a creature. So of course you want to run it in a deck where your commander is going to be attacking or where definitely creatures are going to be getting into the red zone or have some form of evasion where they can really take advantage of those counters. But where I think the card gets really interesting is with the 3rd chapter. You're getting a regrowth effect with this, but it's not the main point of the card. It's something that's going to eventually happen. The regrowth is nice, but getting the saga back gives you an immense amount of value because then you can just immediately do the same thing again, gaining you life, which is buying you time to get through those chapters, whilst making your creatures big can also help you buy time because if you have a big chunker on defense, people are less likely to come at you. Of course, even in slower metas, not every game of Commander is going to go that long, so this is definitely going to be better, as I said, in decks that have some ways to accelerate the counters on it, so saga decks are often going to run stuff like that, and once you start rushing through this much faster than the regular speed, it becomes very, very good. Imagine if you have a board state where you can proliferate twice with this in play. You just get to do all 3 chapters turn after turn, and it's going to be very difficult to beat that because you're going to be accruing so much life, so many counters, and so much incidental value that people are probably not going to eventually be able to keep up. If you're running it in a saga deck, of course, you're going to have all of the synergies that come with that, so you're going to be able to better take advantage of all the modes. This can actually return other sagas because it just says a permanent card, which is obviously very nice, being able to recur your other sagas for even more value, but I think that the life gain is definitely going to be underrated on this card. This being able to instantly gain you something like 6 life when it comes in can be very, very good in stabilizing you from difficult situations. Saga decks and proliferate decks to a lesser extent are both decks that require a little bit of setup and some time to get going, so being able to recoup some of the early damage that you might have taken can be invaluable in those kind of situations. And not to beat a dead horse, but again, this card feels like it's tailor-made for something like Lara Croft, being able to recur stuff from your graveyard and then make Lara bigger, which with her first strike is obviously going to be very solid. Both of those are things that the deck is definitely going to want to be doing, so being able to get those effects over and over throughout the game seems very solid. To sum up, I think this card is a lot more interesting than it might initially look, and I look forward to putting it in a bunch of decks. So there you have it. Those have been my thoughts on this new spoiler. What do you think though? Do you disagree with me or do you think I got it right? Let me know in the comment section below. I always make sure to read all of your comments. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to click like or subscribe. It really helps the channel. And until next time, take care.